Welcome to Sex Afflictions and Porn Addictions. I am your host, Craig Perra from themindfulhabit.com. I am the founder of the Mindful Habit System, and I run the world's #1 online at-home addiction program for men struggling with sex and porn addiction. And I base that claim on the over 250 independent, verified, authenticated, real testimonials from men and their wives. And this broadcast is to empower you to create healthy sexuality and a great life. Today, I want to talk about the recent rape allegations against porn legend Ron Jeremy and about rape allegations in the porn industry in general. And this broadcast is entitled, There's No Love in Porn. I'm excited to talk to you about these really serious issues. But first, I want to make an announcement. So if you want engagement, if you want to connect with me, if you want free coaching, visit me on Twitch. So Twitch is a new platform where most people are watching other people play video games, and it is exploding. I was looking at a guy today who was working out, who was teaching fitness. So it's a really neat channel, and here's what I'm doing professionally. So I am expanding my wings. Over the past 8 years, I've been working almost exclusively with people struggling with sex addiction and porn addiction. And I've had the occasion to work with someone struggling with food addiction, to work with someone struggling with a gambling addiction, to work with someone struggling with a video game addiction, drugs, alcohol, et cetera, et cetera. And because my system is habit-based, because it's mindfulness-based, it applies to every bad habit. So I'm spreading my wings. I'm working with people struggling with any addiction, and you can find me live on Twitch 3 times a week. I'm doing 3 shows per week. And if you want that back and forth, and if you're maybe unable to afford one of my coaching programs, this is a great place. I'm going to be having guests on, maybe have you on, where we can talk about what's getting in the way of you being successful. So on Twitch, I am Mindful Habit Coach, all one word, www.twitch.tv/Mindful Habit Coach, 1 L in mindful. And check it out. We're having a blast, great engagement. Engagement because of me working with people struggling with sex addiction and porn addiction. I never was able to build that engagement online. You know, most of my clients are in their 30s and 40s. There's no way in hell they're responding to a Facebook post. But now that I'm focusing on bad habits, that engagement is coming, and I'm really, really excited about that. So please join me on Twitch, Mindful Habit Coach, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The schedule is there, and I'm looking forward to growing that channel, so check me out. Let me ask you a question. Is this an industry that you want to support? And can knowledge, can information help you make better decisions regarding your goal to create healthy sexuality? First, trigger warning. Now, I've learned that trigger warnings don't help. They actually make things worse. We're going to talk about being stuck in trauma. We're going to talk about identifying, creating an identity around that pain body of trauma. You are the victim. You are the survivor. And listen, that's like, you're surviving. That is so awesome. But what studies have found is that the trigger warnings are actually keeping people stuck. Instead of getting themselves to a place where they're not reacting, they're still reacting, and that reaction is having a negative impact on their lives. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it is a path that you can get to a place where you can hear something that at one point historically would have rocked your world, had you curled up in a ball, crying, nervous, anxious. You can get to a place through self-care rooted in self-love by proactively managing, nurturing, and honoring your parts where you don't react. You're able to exercise self-control. That being said, everybody is on their journey. I want to respect yours. So we're going to talk about some pretty disturbing, fucked up shit today. We're going to talk about sexual assault and rape. Please stop listening if this is going to upset you. Know your limitations. That is smart. That is smart. And everything that I talk about on this podcast are allegations. Allegations. We live in a country where you are innocent until proven guilty. I'm talking about allegations. Ron Jeremy has denied the allegations, and so has James Dean, who has denied multiple allegations repeatedly. So a little bit about me. You guys know, and gals who are listening, thank you. Thank you for being here. About 10 years ago, rock bottom, low point. My sexuality was completely out of control, consumed with porn, prostitutes. My life was a mess, using drugs. Just a shit show, an absolute shit show. And I remember vividly being angry at porn. Angry at porn. I had woken up to the reality that is the porn industry. I had read Gail Dines. I had learned that 87% of the porn depicted on the major tube sites depicted sexual violence, physical violence, verbal violence against women. This is the reality in which my children are being raised. This is how my daughter's boyfriends are learning how to connect with a female. Right? This is the training that they are received. It is violent. But no, wait, can't kink shame. Don't want to do that. Don't want to call out the fucking shithole that is this industry that promotes violence against women. So I was angry. Now listen, I'm still angry, and I still think the industry, the overwhelming majority of the industry, is a misogynistic, bad for humanity, cares only about profit, and isn't this idyllic, sex positive, open sexual expression where people are learning to express themselves in a healthy way. I believe that that is the minority. There is a movement in porn called the number of things, but the green porn movement, where the actors and actresses are getting a piece of the back end. There is a code of conduct that exists on the sets. The Make Love Not Porn, Cindy Gallup, I think her name is promoting this website where couples are sharing how they express themselves sexually. So there is this movement, but it's this big. You can't, if you're listening, my fingers are spaced really small apart. It is a fraction of a cesspool, a fraction of a massive cesspool. I'm not talking about that part. Okay, I'm not talking about the porn that's helping people find themselves. The porn that listen, it's true that there are people saying that this is the whole sex positive movement. This is the sexual revolution, the legacy of the sexual revolution of the 70s and 80s. It is woman empowerment. I don't see how what I was watching was empowering any females. The notion is preposterous, it's offensive, it's stupid, and it's wrong. It is a cesspool. Okay, so you know how I feel. So I'm definitely angry. And I had the incredible privilege to interview Jesse Rogers. And if you have not heard my interview with Jesse Rogers, please go onto my YouTube channel, go onto my podcast and find it. It's over an hour long. You can listen to it in chunks, or you can listen to it all at once. And what she talked about in how she was lured into porn underage. Now listen, she chose to do everything that she did. And you want to see a ugly side of humanity, read the comment sections under those videos. They'll make you sick. Very, very sad. Very incel type things. Women hating type things. In the interview, she talked about her journey to leave porn. And she talked about being raped by a leading adult actor. She did not give his name. I don't know who it is. Well, I have a pretty good idea who it is, but anyway, so she shared her story. I encourage you to take it out. It'll give this podcast a lot more perspective, and you get to hear it from the horse's mouth. But there's something that she said that I will never forget. I will never forget. She said, Craig, there's no love in porn. There's no love in porn. Just think about that. Take that in. Take that in. Take that in. How do you feel in hearing that? It has stuck with me. It has stuck with me. And I've used it to other areas of my life, making sure that love infects everything that I do, from my politics to my spirituality, to my parenting, to my husbandry. I think that's for animals, but you get the point. If there's no love in it, I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want anything to do with it. And so her story just opened my eyes to an industry that I used to worship as a child. I mean, Ron Jeremy was king of the world. Everybody looked up to Ron Jeremy because he was ugly and he was having sex with all these beautiful women. Well, his life has taken a dramatic turn for the worst, and I'm referring now to an article on CNN.com, Friday, June 26, 2020, and he has been charged with forcibly raping 3 women and sexually assaulting another in separate incidents dating back to 2014. 67, 3 counts of forcible rape and forcible penetration by a foreign object, and 1 count of forcible oral copulation and sexual battery. His agent recently dropped him. Yeah, I mean, if you're my age, reflect for a minute on your visual of Ron Jeremy. And if you saw him in the pictures, if you saw him in the courtroom, he looked disgusting. He was heavy. He was out of shape. He just looked ugly. And here he is, one of the icons of the adult entertainment industry. This is a guy in the Guinness Book of World Records for most appearances in adult films, subject of a documentary. Anyway, he's back in court on August 31st. He has denied the allegations, and we'll see how the courtroom drama plays out. He's looking at 90 years in prison. Going back to 2015, another adult star was accused of sexual assault and rape, and that's James Dean. And I'm looking at an article on Huffington Post, December 9th, 2015. And James Dean is the most powerful, most popular man in porn today. There is no question about it. He has done crossover work, and he is best known for his rough bondage and S&M, sadomasochism scenes. So a porn star, Stoya, tweeted on November 28, 2015. This is how it all started with him. I don't know what prompted her to reach out, but she said, that thing where you log into the internet for a second and see people idolizing the guy who raped you as a feminist, that thing sucks. She's talking about James Dean, November 28, 2015. And again, I'm going to be graphic because I'm going to read what she said. James Dean held me down and fucked me while I said no, stop, use my safe word. I just can't nod and smile when people bring him up anymore. And she is not the only actress to make these allegations. Adult actress Tori Lux, in an essay that she wrote for the Daily Beast, said Dean sexually assaulted her on a major porn set in 2011. Lux said Dean approached her and asked her to sniff his testicles. When she said no, he allegedly pinned her down, hit her in the face multiple times before forcing her face into his groin. Lux noted that other people were around but did nothing to stop Dean. Adult actress Ashley Fires said in an interview with the Daily Beast that Dean almost raped her while on a porn set. Dean came up to her while she was getting out of the shower and pushed his erection onto her. He then allegedly shoved her into the sink and grabbed at her, before finally giving in to her pleas of no. She added that he later told her to stop telling people about what had happened. Another woman, unidentified as TM, talked about being sexually assaulted at a party in front of a group of people in Las Vegas in 2009. Adult actress Amber Rain told the Daily Beast that she and Dean were filming a sex scene when Dean suddenly became violent, apparently triggered by her calling him a son of a bitch while in character. She wrote that he started to penetrate her so violently she bled everywhere and ultimately had to go to the hospital. You know what? It's Joanna Angel, adult actress, founder of the site Burning Angel, spoke about her abusive relationship with James Dean, an allegedly abusive relationship, and James Dean holding her head underwater against her will during sex until she thought she was going to die. Now, Google what to know about the sexual assault allegations against James Dean. I don't know what purpose it is for me to continue and read about the allegations of Amber Rain, Cora Peters, Nikki Blue, Lily LeBlue. I mentioned Joanna Angel, Bonnie Rotten, Brie Olson, Farrah Abraham, who accused him of drugging and raping her. And so you get the point. You get the point. What is the purpose of going on and on and on and on and on? And I encourage you to do your own research and recognizing these are accusations. In this country, we are innocent until proven guilty. When you think about your idolization of porn and what it meant to you as a child, how it's literally been a security blanket since childhood. And as you went down a path of traditional with a normal job, there might have even been a part of you that resented that you didn't have the courage to, fuck people for money for a living. I remember feeling that way. I knew I was in the wrong place. That's where I needed to be. And that's because of just what the porn industry represented to me. So let me ask you some questions. How do these accusations make you feel? What comes up in you when you think about your habit, and every time you click, every time you watch an ad, every time you click on an ad, every second you give that industry, that you are supporting that industry. You are supporting that industry with your most precious resource. Not money, time. You are supporting that industry with your most precious resource of time. And how does that make you feel? And do the feelings that you have prompt you to take action? Do the feelings that you have prompt you to take action? And how can you use this information to live a better life? See, I only want to support industries that, at a minimum, pretend to be trying to make the world a better place. Whenever I say that, I think of my iPhone and cobalt being manufactured by or being mined by children. So that's definitely, I guess I'm not always practicing what I preach. But here, something is better than nothing. Doing some right things is better than doing no right things. And so I just ask you to think about, if you're struggling right now, if you're having trouble breaking free, me learning about the industry, and that it wasn't this bastion of sex positivity and freedom that I had convinced myself it was. Instead, I learned it was a cesspool of shit and women abuse. And does that knowledge help you make better choices? Does that knowledge help you make better choices? So thank you for listening. I hope this broadcast gets you thinking about things from a different perspective. I hope you learn something, and I hope that something inspires you to take action. And that action is to create healthy sexuality. I recommend you stop it with the I'm addicted, I'm not addicted debate. So many people are stuck with their partners in that fight. You're addicted. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Throw that away. Throw that away. Is it healthy? Is my sexual energy as a man a source of joy? Is it a source of pride? Is it a source of fun? Is it a source of connection? Or is it a source of loneliness and shame? If it is a source of loneliness and shame, congratulations for listening and doing something about it. If you need more help, go to a counselor, go to a therapist, check out my online self-study program. Use the coupon code COVID. If you go onto the website, themindfulhabit.com, click the self-study button, and you're going to save 80%. Okay, we're still offering that discount, and we're going to be for the next couple of weeks. If you need structure, and by the way, that's the same workbook my one-on-one clients get. Those are the same lessons that my one-on-one clients get, and they spend $10,000 to work with me. And I repeatedly and consistently deliver a massive change, a massive shift in those guys. So get those same lessons for $99. Go to the website, themindfulhabit.com, self-study program, COVID. If that's not what you want to do, listen to other podcast episodes. But remember, the cure for your addiction, for your mediocrity, for your malaise, for your underachievement is the aggressive pursuit of a great life. And part of that aggressive pursuit is pursuing healthy sexual expression, creating healthy in that area of your life. So again, it is a source of pride, power, joy, connection, pleasure, not shame, and loneliness. Do something. To break a habit, you have to make a habit. Thanks so much for listening. Check me out on Twitch. I am the Mindful Habit Coach, and I look forward to seeing you there, engaging with you there, connecting with you there. Thanks so much for listening.